laughing out loud. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't grab Goliath from the other room. We'll have to wait till a different video probably for that. Sorry about that. Maybe we'll see if we have time. Let me go ahead and open my YouTube so I can see your guys' comments. There it is. All right. Hey, Toy Bandit. Not too much. So what happened was I wanted to make a video showing all the commemorative figures that came out in 2000 and 2001, I think it was. And so in making this, getting ready to make this video, I realized I only had one version of Clawful, and I'll explain about this. So I had to go buy another version just so I can show the difference. So we're going to talk about the difference and stuff. But what's funny is why I was looking to find the difference. I remember there was two kinds of legs that they have, and that's what I was going to talk about. And you can see right here, this guy's legs right here are patterned after Buzz Off. There's Buzz Off, and his legs right here. But then as I grabbed my Buzz Off to find him, I found the poor guy in shambles with his legs disconnected and missing an arm, and his wings ripped off of him. So I'm going to grab his wings. There's his wings right here. And we're going to put this guy back together first before we dive into this video. So today you guys get a free demonstration on how to fix the legs, which I wasn't planning on doing. And my beautiful wife has just brought me some hot water. Thank you so much.
Don't want me to burn you.
Yeah, I'd appreciate you not burning me too. That's good, thank you. All right, I just got myself some hot water to use for the vat. There it is right there. So we can fix Buzz Off's legs. So let me go ahead and toss his legs in the vat so we can get going and get these legs fixed right away. So first off, as you can see, and again, I wasn't planning on doing a fix. It's just I just found this figure 2 minutes ago. Is the rubber's already been pulled out of here completely. So that's the first step, is getting the rubber out of there. Normally I take a screwdriver and get it out, but these are already done. And I think I pulled this figure apart because I bought this figure used, and the guy's initials was K, the kid who had this before when he grew up to be an adult. So I ended up thinking, well, I'm not going to use these figures because, you know, it's kind of a pain to fix that. Now I could just take and stuff the legs, you know, like that, to use it for my demonstration today. But I'm going to actually fix him. Figure what the heck. It'd be kind of a cool way to show you guys how to fix the legs. So first thing I do, dump the legs into the vat. Bum, bum, bum. Get my trusty spoon ready. Let's go and slide this vat out a little bit. There we go. All right, so the connectors I like to use are these right here. They are really cool, and I love these things. They're so easy. They average about $1 a piece if you buy them in bulk. And for $1, you're in luck. So here's what they look like. And in the past, I used to use Action Figures rubber bands from old figures to fix figures. In fact, I'm guessing that's probably what happened to his rubber band, as I probably pulled it out to fix another figure instead that I deemed more worthy at the time. So I'm guessing that's probably what happened to his original rubber band. Is it was probably donated to somebody else, some other figure that needed it, I thought at the time, more. Maybe even Wonder Bread He-Man. Well, let's get his arm fixed. Now, normally you could just shove this back on and pop it back in place, but I actually want to heat it up a little bit just so that I don't actually cause any damage to it. So let me just heat this in the water for a little bit, just to soften it up. There we go, and you can see it's nice and soft now. And whoop, there we go. Yeah, it's not good just to pull the arms off and on. I don't have his helmet anymore. I'm not sure what happened to it. So, and I'll save the wings to put on in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and get a working board out. There we go. Keep all the stuff together. And I'll look at your guys' comments in a moment. Oh, Clawful. Watch out, man. All right, let's get your guys' comments while these legs warm up. See, I feel like fixing these guys seems too hard. I'm going to get an Origins version. Well, you know what's cool about this? You guys will get to see how to do this like I said, this was just kind of a spur of the moment kind of deal. So let's go ahead and pull out the legs and let's see what we got going on here. Now the leg I'm looking for is the right leg first. So this is the left leg. We'll put that on later. And here's the right leg. We'll put this one on first. So you just take the connector that I seem to have misplaced. There it is. I didn't put it on my tray. And you just stuff it into the leg. Ta-da! Just like that. We're already halfway done. Then you take the connector and you got to shove it over the top half right there. And this is the hard part, is getting it over the top. Usually I try to use a screwdriver, but I didn't grab my screwdriver before I did this. So we're going to have to use pliers to shove it over. I do have some flat pliers here. We'll see if that helps get the job done. If not, I'll have to run in the other room and grab a screwdriver to shove that over. Nope, that actually worked pretty good. So you can see it's starting to come over on that other side. Now I have non-marring pliers here. You'll notice most pliers will have a real sharp serration on here. If you use the serrated ones, they'll end up, it's made for gripping better, but it ends up sometimes ripping apart the rubber inside here. So let's just go ahead and grab this and bring it on down. Bring it around town. Ugh. Hopefully I don't break it. That would stink. Oh, come on, little rubber dee bob. You can come around town. Maybe I should have heated up the rubber piece too while I was at it. See how easy this is? I think it's the first time we're doing it on live video. Usually I do these and then edit the video so I can take out all my mistakes. But this time, here we are live. You guys get to see me fix one live. How cool is that? Okay, and there is the part we're going to shove into the other leg. So, let's make sure this is nice and soft. It's not quite soft enough. I'm going to dump it back in the water for a little bit. Let me look at you guys' comments. I mean, Beastman eating Clawful would be cannibalism. That's funny. Let's see. Hey, young Hebrew, here to watch another wonderful show. Now, you know, James, I am older than you. You know that, right? You keep calling me young all the time. And dude, I'm older than you are. I think I have you beat by a year or two. So I appreciate you calling me young all the time, though. But really, you're the young man. All right, so softer, that should work. Now let's go ahead and pull this thing right over. You want to pinch it kind of low. Give it a good tug. And then we're going to shove it on in here. Just like we did on the other side. Ugh. Let's get my pliers out of there without pulling it back out. Hey, there we go. And it's in there. Dun, da, da. Level them out. Good as new. Oh, you gotta put his wings on. Roop. Roop. And I'm not sure which way I'm supposed to go. I was like putting the bumps out, but there you go. There is my guy fixed. And let's go ahead and pull him off the tray, and we will slide the tray to the side because we are done doing our repair. Let's get these tools out of here. See, that wasn't too painful. So hopefully you guys are more confident doing that yourselves now that you've kind of seen the process. It's basically heat and shove it in place. Just like just about everything else I do with my action figures. So let's get back to the topic at hand, and that is Clawful. That's what we're here for. Let's see. For a buck, you're in luck. All right, so yeah, the Origins buzz off is really cool. They did a really good job on him. So, what happened was I had both Clawfuls at one time, and I ended up giving a bunch of stuff to my granddaughters. Used to do my kids' toys, and I had a Clawful in there, and it was the one that was the opposite of this one. And then I realized, no, I gave away my Clawful. And you can tell this is a commemorative one because he has the indents going around his feet right there. And this one right here is from the 5-pack, and I'll explain how I know that in a few minutes. But while we're waiting for that explanation, let's go ahead and open up this rare Clawful that I just got on Fleabay. I should have posted the link so you guys can see the seller I got it from. But anyway, let's go ahead and open him up. Now, these were really cool back when they came out in 2000, 2001, because it was kind of cool. It had this outside box right here, and it shows some figures. And of course, not all the figures were available. Like, they didn't remake Mechanic, but they did remake all these. Oh, they didn't remake Manny Faces either. But they did remake all these guys, and they did remake these ones, but not Whiplash. Been kind of fun. But anyway. And it's kind of weird they chose to remake Clawful as a commemorative and Mossman as a commemorative, but didn't make some of the main guys that were first released. So there we go. This is fun because it looks like the toy from the 80s. It's like, oh, but you know, the year 2000 was now 22 years ago. Now this one came out in 2001, so it's only 21 years ago. But the two ways you can tell if you have a commemorative or not, if you're into a collecting, is the word figure is on the end of the cards, meaning it's a commemorative. That's one way. And another is the comic book will say the word replica. So if you see the word replica or the word figure at the end, then you know that this is commemorative. Now you can also see in the top corner, it also says a limited collection for the adult collector. So that's also kind of a dead giveaway too. But I've seen people on eBay try to pass these off as the ones from the 80s. But these are actually getting pretty spendy too on eBay. So sometimes they're the same price or more than the ones that were done in the 80s. So it's not much of a stretch anymore to see these for quite a bit of money. All right, so on the back you get to see what we saw before on the shiny box. And there is the cool card art. Clawful uses his destructive, or his dreadful claw to work his evil will. Snap, snap, snap. Anyway, and then it shows the snapping feature, and then the other claw that is nothing, and how his weapon goes on there, and it goes on his back, and how cool is that? All right. So how careful should I be opening this? Let's take a look. Are you going to kill that poor Clawful? How terrible. Juan Solo, you have to wait and see. What comic is that? That is a good question. It is the one that shows Clawful. You can see him there. And there's Triclops there. I think that might be Webster. Yep, there's Webster back there too in the back. But let's go ahead and get this thing out of there. I'll do it the way I always do, top corner down. Oh, there goes that beautiful box. 21 years old. Can you guys smell that 21-year-old air coming out of there from Toys R Us? They had these in Toys R Us. They were so cool. I remember when I took my kids to Toys R Us to look for the commemoratives, and it was we're looking for anything new. If this came out and my kids found Man at Arms and brought it to me, and it was so cool. So here's the comic right here, Clash of Arms, and we got Fisto, and it's like this thing's yellowed a little bit because I remember the ones I got out here before were more white for the commemorative ones. So this one has yellowed a little bit. So, but still, really cool. Really cool. Anyway, so let's get to Clawful. He's not quite so awful. He comes with an accessory. The little loop is so it can go onto his... You know, I'm going to take a look and see how they show it on the picture. I never really paid attention to how they show it. So they show it with the loop on the outside, not the loop on the inside. So now I know how it's supposed to go. Loop on the outside. There we go. So, what makes this figure so different? Let me show you. If you take a look at the legs, one release has legs that look like Skeletors, and the other release has legs that look like buzz off. And the original toys had the same thing. So this came from the 5-pack and this came from the single packs. And so you can tell which is which. Now, I've always liked the buzz off legs better. It just was more aesthetically pleasing to me. It's probably why I ended up keeping this one. As you can see, so you can see here, skitty toy legs. And then buzz off's legs. And you can see too, it even has all the bumps on top, just like buzz off. So it definitely has that look where this one has the smooth legs like Skeletor. So there you go. Those are the two buzz offs. They were released that way in the 80s. They had their cool clapping hand. And there you go. Now, it's funny, even when I was younger, I thought it was so weird that he had just one giant hand. It actually kind of bothered me for a while. So let me show you something that I made back a long time ago. Page 1 is not enough. Oh yeah, it does look like some kind of Mexican wrestler because if you take a look, his skin right below his neck is tan. And then he has this red, it's like he's wearing a red mask. And I always thought it was kind of strange the way that looked with that red looking mask. So let me go to my website and I'm going to show you guys something. There we go. So I'm pulling up my site right here. And I'm going to go to custom figs. And I'm going to look for my townies. Here we go. And I made a bunch of this different Eternian townies you can see right here. And here is Crab Freak. And Crab Freak was a Clawful with 2 of the same size arms. And I wanted to give him blue legs, as you can tell, is actually the legs from Mechanic. And I had a little story with him that his claws are both the same size. His family just owned them because of his strange birth defect. And I showed the verses of how, usually they have one size claw larger than the other. So that was his storyline. And then, of course, I wrote more as a legend that states, someday a crab with 2 equal claws will come and rule as the king crab. Is Crab Freak the long-awaited king foretold? Then I talked about how I made my Dremel tool and everything else. And I made this a long time ago. In fact, you see the date is actually, it says 2010 on the bottom, but I did it way before that. But anyway, so when I got my classics, dun, da, da, here is the classics. Now the classics does have the 2000X head that came from the head pack. The original head was this head right here with the big old Groucho Marx eyebrows, which was to match, the aesthetic of the 80s style. And so the first thing I did for my custom is I actually painted his eyebrows with a different shade of red to get rid of that Groucho Marx look. And I thought that made it look a whole lot better personally. It's hard to see in the camera, but the red is a little bit darker than his face to give it some, excuse me, to give it just a little bit more look. But then when the 2000X head came out, of course, they went with the straight red eyebrows. This is not customized. It's how it is. So I wanted to first make, just like my Crab Freak, a 2-armed crab with the same size claws. So this is my crab or clawful with the same size claws. I put a small little Q-tip chunk in there that I painted red so his claw stays open a little bit on this side. So you can put things in there pretty easily. And the classics just had kind of the snap feature too, but just no button. So there is my 2-armed Clawful. Now I did end up with another Clawful that ended up with 2 small arms that I ended up selling because I didn't want to keep that one. But there you go. I thought it was kind of cool to have the same size claw. And of course I gave him the cooler head. But then I started thinking about it. This is cooler with classics. It had the red coming down from his neck and he had a red belly. So it looked just way cooler having that red aesthetic. But I really wanted one that looked like my toy from when I was a kid. And so I went and made one without all the red, where the head just goes right into the skin tone, just like the one from the 80s. So I needed a body to match, and the body that worked was this guy right here, which I forget his name. His name's not Ram Man, obviously. It's something else. If you know this guy's name, please post it in the comments. and I'll wait a moment. I'll read your guys' comments. You could create a He-Man or Hebrew figure that spat out rhymes of poetry whenever. That would be funny. Hebrew, you need to make the townies in Origins. Yes, that would be kind of fun to make some of the townies in Origins. They'd be pretty easy to do too. All right, so let's see if anybody's post. Oh, Goatman, thank you. So Goatman had the regular tan body, the red head, which is kind of funny because obviously it must be a mask or something. I don't know what, but it's the same kind of deal. So I used his body to make a Clawful that looks like the 80s version. And it's funny, it actually looks darker on him. That's so weird. I don't know why it looks darker, but it's the exact same body, but it just looks darker for some reason. Obviously, the legs are actually different too. You know what? Maybe I did swap out the arms somehow. Anyway, so this was actually Goatman's body originally. So what's cool is I used the extra Clawful to make Goatman look cooler. So he has a red pieces that match with his head. Now, I did want to give my Goatman a robotic neck, so it makes sense. He's going to ram stuff. Now he can really, you know, get in the ramming position and actually, but you probably recognize this extra arm piece from Strong Ore, but I guess I could take it off so you guys can see what it looks like. Oh, is it going to come off? Nope, I got to heat it up. I don't want to break my Goatman. I forgot his name again. I had to look at the comments. Goatman. Whew. It's becoming a mess on my desk again. I just cleaned it up like an hour ago. Hey, Jinx Caliber. Thanks for joining us. And we got quite the turnout today. We got Master Far here. We got Steel Cookie. We got Jeff here. We got all kinds of people. Anthony, thanks for joining us. Wolf Crows, thanks for being here, man. Bo Hughes, thanks for being here. Wow. Matt Parks, Yo Todd, what happened? Rocking on. I'm late. It's all right, man. At least you're here. Thanks for being here. We got Black Phoenix 77 here. Juan Solo is here. Lewis is here. Thanks, Lewis. In the vintage comics, He-Man froze Trap Jaw's throwing water on him. Interesting. All right, David Daughtry, thanks for being here. Will the Clawful Origins version be released retail this June? I don't know. It's a good question. And Don Draper, thanks for being here. Great. Wow, we got a good turnout. Dean Rock, thanks for being here. All right, these parts should be warm by now, so let's go ahead and pull that off. Urgh. So you can see by using Clawful's body with this guy, way better. It just kind of matches the way he probably should have looked at the beginning. But anyway, I just thought that was pretty cool doing the Clawful body on him to give him that continuation of the red. And which is funny, I wasn't doing it for that purpose. I just wanted to make a Clawful look like my old 80s one. So having the leftover body was pretty cool. Anyway, so that is my story of Clawful. And it was quite a long one. All right, so let me see the question somebody had at the beginning, right off the bat. It says, put Goliath's head on there, laughing out loud. Now, if I remember right, wasn't the question to put Goliath's head on a classic? I think that's what it was. Let me go grab Goliath's head, and we will see how it fits on a classics figure. I'll be right back. And so yeah, we have time still. So that was a Wolf Crows that asked for that. So if you're still around, man, sound off so I know you're still here. Wow, the wings on this figure are big and sharp. I just stabbed myself on my side when I picked them up to carry them in here and tried to open the door. Oh, figure is so cool. Anyway, I have an extra head right here. And we will stick it on Spare Parts Man because that's what his job is to test things out. Spare Parts Man. And let's go ahead and try to pull his head off first. Nope. I have to heat it up. Yep, nope. Got it off. Okay, it's a tight fit. I'm going to have to heat it up a little bit to fit it in there. So I'll just drop it in the vat of water. Yes, he is huge. He is Goliath. You know, if you were to take his feet down the normal size, though, and just hold him up, he's about the same size as a classic, if you take a look. It's just he's got these big, giant purple rabbit feet that just... Oh, you know what? You know what? Hold up. While that head's heating up, I'm going to go grab a figure that I'm thinking of in my head. Speaking of rabbit, you rascally rabbit. I'm going to look for Plundar and see if his color matches while we're at it. Plundar, where are you? There he is. Okay, his pink's a little bit different shade, unfortunately. But here is Plundar. And Plundar's a really fun one. I actually enjoyed getting him. Usually I pull him out at Easter time, and the grandkids always go kind of crazy about him. I'll hide him somewhere in the house, and they'll find him amongst my wife's flowers or something. But what's funny is about Plundar is his pink is the same color as one of the New Adventures bad guy. I forgot his name now. And so I put his head on there and put some pink armor on him, and voila, we got a crazy cosmic enforcer with the pink colors. Now, I did get Plundar a girlfriend because I felt bad for him just hanging out with no girlfriend. So here is Plundar's girlfriend. Woo! Look at that. Plundar is a happy man now. He has switched his ways from evil because he has himself a girlfriend. So there you go. Anyway, let's go ahead and pull that head out of the water. Where is my trusty spoon? Spoon! Where did I stick it? I should raise my camera and ask you guys where I put it. Okay, it's time to stand up and look for it. Well, I may have to grab some tools to try to get it out of there. I don't know how well this will work. Let's see if I can't get his. There we go. Dun -da. And for kicks, let's still put his head on this Plundar's body. There you go. Looks a little big, little kind of strange, but still pretty cool. So there is the head on a classic's body. Now, is that what you were looking for there, Wolf Crave? Or did you want, or Wolf Crows, or did you want it on Origins? We'll put it on Stratos. Just in case, of course, his jetpack's in the way. All right, we will stick it on. Let's see, Fisto. He's got purple armor, so it kind of matches. That is a tight fit right there, getting that on there. Dun, da, da. Now, Fisto's head is kind of loose for some reason. I may have caused me loose by pushing so hard just now. But the hair does cause a little bit of problematic because of the weight of it. But still, it doesn't look too bad, actually, on the Origins. Looks like he's wearing some kind of mask which is kind of a cool feature. So I want to get it off before it shrinks. All right. So Wolf Crow did that. Oh, you said Origins. Okay, cool. All right. Hopefully it answers your question and you have all your questions answered and all your answers questioned. That's a tight fit. It's got to go back in there. I just can't believe I've misplaced my spoon. You guys could probably see it, can't you? You're probably sitting on the camera going, it's right there, man. Oh, you know what? I know where it is. I left it on my tray, I bet you. I did, and then it rolled back behind Shira's horse. There's my spoon. I tell you, that swift wind, always stealing stuff all the time. Let's see. The gargoyle purple body looks more skeleton in the Classics figure mini comics. Yeah, it kind of does, but I like my skeleton that I made. I think most of you guys have seen that. So I'm pretty happy with my skeleton, and he is staying just the way he is. There we go. Back to normal. All right, let's go ahead and set Plundar up with his girlfriend again. Actually, they're planning to get married pretty soon, so stay tuned for Plundar's wedding plans. She's not coerced, just in case you're wondering. She actually volunteered and fell in love with him because he changed his ways. Because now he delivers Easter eggs. Anyway, it's getting pretty deep in here. Ugh. That is all that I have. Oh, hey, if you guys are wondering, I still got a whole bunch of stands for the orb holder. They're still 20 bucks a piece, and the link is in the description, so feel free to check that out. Of course, I got to make a plug too, right? That guy's always plugging his stuff. I use a bunch of classic heads on my Origins. Yeah, the Classics heads on Origins were great. I mean, as you can see, this is a Classics head on an Origin, and it just looks so much better than the one it came with originally. And then, I showed you guys yesterday. I'm not going to grab the figure now, but my Kronos has an Origins head too. Anyway, that is all that I have. I'm still working on my skits. Look at my cool Skeletor. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I think that is it. I think I said anyway enough times now. Nice, Lewis. Those are the wings and the armor from... Yes, these are the wings and the armor from Rey Mysterio. That is a good eye that you have there, because those are much better than the one he comes with normally. So yes, I did use the Rey Mysterio wings and jetpack. So, and then the Classics head. And it's funny, I'm not even a huge Stratos fan, but if he's done, he's got to be done right, right? So that's why I wanted to make sure he had the cool armor, the cool wings, the cool head. Just looks so much better than the head he came with originally. Let's see if I got that head in the bag here. So yeah, here's his original wings he came with, these little short doody bobs. And here's his original looking head. Looks like a tin can almost. And I'm not sure where his arm... Oh, here's his original armor. So it's weird, is I gave him the red armor and the blue wings originally. And my Stratos always had the blue armor and the red wings. So that's what I'm used to seeing. I mean, look at the size difference in the wings. I mean, that's a huge difference. And so the blue wings, they had to go. You know, oh, these would be good for making a female figure. You know what? Let's grab a Tila. Sorry, you guys. You got me thinking now. Tila, where are you? Oh, well. Looks like I'm going to grab Evelyn instead. Let's see how these fit on her. You know, a little bit of... They're the right height for the shoulders, too. Look at that. You could make a female Stratos out of this pretty easily. Nice. Ooh. Ah. Dun dun dun. That would be cool. All right. Anyway. How'd you remove the clock of the white rabbit? I just sanded it off and then painted it white. That's all. I just wasn't a fan of how it looked. It destroyed my aesthetic look that I was going for the He-Man stuff. So I just sanded it off, painted it white, done. That was it. That's it, guys. Keep them talking. Oh. All right. So, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next exciting video. Hopefully I'll have some cool skits coming up soon, like I mentioned. And that's about it. Bye now.